But what if Barbie went poetic? What if she snapped at us when we told her we wanted her to surf, and the only thing she wanted to do was to sit down and let us know that it hurts to wear these heels? Like, maybe we should cue Pretty Hurts by Beyonce without her screaming as much as she does in that track. But what if Barbie goes poetic? What if the only thing she wants to do is get on stage, take off these heels, and make sure that she's not standing on the tips of her toes? She's not a ballerina. Can't we see that she's bleeding indeed? But what if Barbie goes poetic? Tells us that she's tired of this makeup that has her caked in. She feels like she's faking it, always smiling, twisted how nobody can see that she's dying inside. Believe that what if Barbie goes poetic? She would explain to us how Ken is actually a nuisance and she's not really into him like that. What if Barbie goes poetic? Tells us that she's not plastic, she's realer than real. What if Barbie goes poetic? Tells us that she never got paid since the first movie aired, and hey, she still can't even pay her favorite meal. What if Barbie goes poetic and tells us that she would rather be thick? What if Barbie goes poetic and tells us that she's actually darker than your favorite Snicker chocolate bar? But what if Barbie goes poetic? Tells us that she's tired of being plastic and deep down inside she's burning in rage the same way each and every poet does when they get on stage, and this poem just cannot come out because they can't seem to remember what they wrote on that one page. But what if Barbie goes poetic, cuts all her hair off, and decides to be as she should be? Tells us that it hurts to be this pretty, but she actually isn't supposed to be. She is just a beautiful, ugly darkling that has been adorned by the swan's feathers, and therefore eventually we will all see that there's a Barbie in all of us if we dig deep. But what if Barbie goes poetic? What if Barbie goes poetic? What if Barbie goes poetic and goes back to her roots and reminds us that her tree is actually bigger than we think, offers better shade than the shade that was thrown at her whenever she was wearing her supposed favorite color, pink? But wait, don't you think that if she were to go on a boat cruise it would actually sink? Because she has got so much depth within her that she's never given the chance to speak. But what if Barbie goes poetic? What if Barbie goes poetic and tells us that she's tired of her face being the only reason why she has been acclaimed to fame? What if Barbie goes poetic and tells us that she would like to change her name? What if Barbie goes poetic and tells us that she's more than just a toy and this life is more than just a simple game? What if Barbie goes poetic? I guess we'll never know. And I guess that's what I'm here for.